Alright, Shalom. Kalalayam La Alahayan Nawa, Yahweh Bashim, Shai Bashim Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great milestone, and salutations unto the elect out there, the 144,000. Right, this lesson here is part 2 to an educated slave. So you could go and watch part 1 first, But yeah, as it reads here, I'll read over the pictures I did in part 1. It is slaves who read the scriptures and slaves who had the Bible read to them, right? And you can see the difference, right? Because in part 1, we brought out the scripture in Ecclesiastes 7, and we start from verse 2, but the point is in verse 7, right? Where it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? And once you become wise, what's going to happen, right? Let's actually get that, right? Because that was going to be the second, we said, but I'll bring it first. That's how the spirit of it flowing, right? Proverbs 4 and 7, right? It say what? Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. You understand? And that is the thing about it. Because the heathens, right, especially Esau, Edom, they don't want us to regain the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding that the Heavenly Father bestowed upon us. You understand? Because as I mentioned in part 1, right, they were made to learn from us, right? They were made to serve us and whatnot, right? They had to come to us to seek certain knowledge and understanding of this and whatnot. You understand? But we disobeyed, right? And the heathens, they took note of that. You understand? They notice, right? Which we're gonna get into in Judith 5 and whatnot, right? But also to start back off here, back in the Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10, right? To get the ball rolling, it reads, let us oppress the poor righteous man, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Right? So that is their plan, right? That is these devil's plan. Let's say, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Right? Let's say, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. So you understand what he's saying there, right? We contrary to them, right? When we righteous, we contrary to their doings. But right now, right, 2/3 of our people baptized with the enemy spirit, and they love that because they know that when we are baptized with their spirit, we beneath them. You understand? We go below them. We under their boot, right? But it continues to say he upbraided us with our offending the law and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education, right? Because we know the education that these heathens provide, is vanity, is corruption, is chaos, is out of order shit. You understand? It's contrary to the Most High. You understand? Because as the scripture say, the wisdom of this world is foolishness, right? So if the wisdom of this world is foolishness, that is all they can teach us. Foolishness. I mean, look at the state of our people right now. You understand? So verse 13, it says he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he called it himself the child of the Lord, right? So they saying we professing ourselves, right, to be the child or to have the knowledge of the Most High. You understand? But they say what? They say he was made to reprove our thoughts, which we will, right? They say he is grievous unto us to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion, right? We were made to be of another fashion. You understand? And we men of the Lord willing, we make it and we're part of that number, right? We are made of another fashion through the Kodash, right? Sent by our Bashim Shai. You understand? And then it says what? It says we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness, right? And that is the thing. We don't know if it is we continue in these ways, right? The kingdom will keep on going. You understand? But the Lord have other plans. The scripture say man's going is of the Lord and not of his own. You understand? So that's the thing, whether we like it or not, the Lord gonna wake up his men, and also as the scriptures say again, right? We can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth, right? So it don't matter what it is we do, right, or we think we do on our own volition. The Lord is the one directing our steps. So all these things that these devils doing, trying their hardest to try and hide this and do this and all these things, you understand? You can't do it. You understand? I mean, it's the Lord doing it, right? Because at the end of the day, this is his movie, right? But at the end of in every movie, right? In every movie, it have it have the beginning, right? It have the problem, right? It have the solution, and it have the end. You understand? That is how it goes. And though it may have some movies out there where it don't end with a happy ending, you understand? But this one gonna have a happy ending for us as sheikhs, right? That is how the Lord wanted. You understand? So continuing down, right? It says he pronounced it the end of the just to be blessed, and make it his boast that the Most High is his father, right? And that's the thing. The just gonna be blessed. Who is the just? The Israelites. You understand? And they say, and make it his boast that the Most High is his father, right? Yeah, because he is our father. You understand? We as a nation are above all the other nations. You understand? All these other nations came from us. You understand? So you come like we are their fathers. You understand? We created them. You understand? Starting with Yahbashim Yahushai, and the 144,000 and whatnot. Right? It's at a part here, right? From 13, when I say he professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, he called it himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts and these things. Yeah. We call out because it said the same thing in verse 16, right? We basically make the boast that the Most High is our father, right? We are the child, we calling ourselves the child of the Lord, which is true, right? And that is the thing, Esau hate that, right? Because all of this he doing is to try and receive back his birthright, which he not gonna get. You understand? That's what the scripture talk about. They have a perpetual hatred towards their brother. You understand? So verse 17 now it say, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. And that is what they're trying to do. They go into all these lengths. You understand? They do a diligent search, right? As I mentioned in part 1, they diligent search, that understatement, because hey, these devils on them, they research the food, right, on different reaction it have to us, right? The frequency, which goes back to the music and whatnot, the clothing, right? The things we drink, right? Even in terms of sight, right? With the TVs, right? Like with the predictive programming and all these things coming, right? Hypnotizing us, all these things. They study these things, even going into spiritual things in the sense of dealing up with demons and whatnot. You understand? They doing that, right? Because hey, as we just say, Satan is their father, right? So they dealing up with that side, they dealing with the left hand side, right, and trying to keep us away from the right hand side. They're trying to pull us over to the left hand side where they know we weaker. You understand? And they outpower us on the left hand side, because why? We made to be righteous, and the righteous side is way more powerful than the left hand side. You understand? So them now, knowing that, they know if we return to the righteous side, they can't even compete, right? Otherwise they would have just said, well, here is the scene, we them with the righteousness, right? We just had to come up with a better plan to fight against them, because the two sides equal. But it's not so. They know they will lose. So the best chance they have is to do what? To pull us away from righteousness. And that's what they've been doing for years. You understand? So let's jump to the other precept here now, right? Because let's see here, it's in Judith 5, right? Because as we're speaking about the heathen, right, knowing this, the Ammonite king, right, one of his generals was explaining it to him. You understand? Let me see what verse to start from. 17, right? 17 to 21, right? Very straight to the point. Let's say, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the Most High that hated iniquity was with them, right? Because as you see, we see here, because I believe I brought this out in our video already, but when you read up here, in one of these verses, yeah, verse 5, it said, then said Ichor, the captain of all the sons of Ammon, right? Let my Lord now hear a word from the mouth of thy servant, and I will declare unto thee the truth concerning this people. The people you're talking about is us, which dwelleth near thee, and inhabited the hills, the hill countries, and there shall no lie come out of thy servant, the mouth of thy servant. You understand? So, as you see here, right? Akio, if I pronounce your name properly, let me see.
Then said Achir, the captain of all.
Yeah, them saying Achio, but I sure Akio, right? The captain of the sons of Ammon, right? So he come now to the king, the Ammonite king, right, to explain about us. You understand? So as he said here, read of verse 17, it say, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them. So he understood that once we prospering is because, hey, we didn't sin. You understand? So we're gonna go on to sin now, right? They say, but when they departed from the way which he had appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Right? So this way he explained now. He say, hey, so when they depart from the Lord, when they started sin, when they started committing adultery, fornication, whatever it may be, right? All these things they were destroyed in many battles, as he said, right? Because the Lord would turn his back on Israel, right? Whenever we sinned, or we went off, basically. And as he mentioned here, right, we were led captives into other land, right? The Lord, because that's the Lord showing us that, hey, we need him, right? We are his children, right? We are his people. We need him. You understand? So Esau now, in this day and age, understanding this, right? He knowing that as long as we keep going off, right, the Lord will turn his back on us, right? And therefore he will have us in his clutches, right? He will keep getting free labor, right? He will continue being on top, doing creating all his wicked devices to further and further we just call it oppress cheek, you understand, within our own book to us, right? And this is another thing that he did with the diligent search, right? He diligently searched through our Bible, right? Understood, because don't get twisted, these elites understand the Bible, you understand. Of course they don't have the knowledge like the men of the Lord do, but they understand the Bible enough to twist the stories in terms of how they interpret it and how they preach it to our people. Because I mean, hey, look at Christianity right now, you understand, and Christianity even makes sense, right? But the only reason we know it don't make sense is because of the Holy Spirit, right? Because the Holy Spirit come upon us now for us to learn and teach us about these things. Because hey, it goes back to the TV, the predictive program and thing. Because hey, when I was small, I used to watch a lot of Bible stories, you understand, and though majority of it be true, right, just by the images alone, they're showing all of them to be so-called white people, right? And they always trying to portray the Lord as this so-called white man, but he's so kind, nice, and loving all the time. Is that, like he practically do dish out punishment, you understand, which make us to grow up learning and thinking that the Lord's soft and weak, right? Hence the reason how people today, it's so easy for them to admit that they're evil and the wicked and thing, to try and prove that that is the strength, you understand. Because all they see in movies and things is that the wicked, the gruesome, the violent, you understand, and nobody gonna want to mess with evil people because the wicked and the gruesome, you understand. But the thing about it is, as I mentioned earlier, the righteous side more powerful than the left hand side. So when it is, we know as men of the Lord, we understand when we come back to our heritage, where our strength really lie, right, which is with the Lord. You understand? And the scripture mentioned, hey, the Lord is an austere man, which means grim, grimy, you understand, unfriendly, right? So if you want to know what is real griminess and real thing, hey, you gotta have the fear of the Lord upon you, you understand? And actually men of the Lord, right, even the angels and whatnot, right, they don't know Sophie white looking, you know. I want to refrain from saying all them extra additional words in my mind, but you know what I mean, you know. But the angels, hey, they grimy looking too, you understand? Because the thing about it is, we know when Yahushua burst through the clouds with those chariots, right, and them angels looking grim, you understand? Nobody ain't gonna want to be telling themselves, hey, the evil or the thing, no, because hey, you get frightened, no angel, you understand? They go frighten you. That's to tell you. So it just goes to show, right? Our people growing up thinking evil and think that there is a more thing, because they know to a point that righteousness is the better way, right? But they see, because of Esau growing up, right, seeing that how all they seen is the softy side, right? And even the softy side so watered down is like, you know, because even the softy side that the Lord show like mercy, right? They even water it down even more by painting him as a white man, right? And making him look so like he always smiling and thing. You understand? Looking soft. Right? Because hey, watch out the image of Jesus. Nothing about that image intimidating. That's why I always see, right? The main thing about why our people the way they are is because of that image. You understand? Because no matter, even if you read in the Bible and you understand the terrible things that the Lord did, right? You can't put that judgment to the image of Jesus. It's like it wouldn't sink, right? And you would tell yourself that happened so far back then, you know, not like that happening right now, or not gonna happen anytime soon, or it's not gonna happen at all. You understand? Because Jesus all loving, you just had to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, and you get through. You understand? Which is just bullshit. You understand? But I don't want to keep on ranting for so long. You have other precepts to go to, so I'm gonna finish off this. Right, Lord willing, or like catch just where we are coming from, right? Verse 18, it says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by their enemies. But now are they returned to their power, and come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate, right? So now we return to our power, right? But we're gonna tell them, we say, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against his people, and they sin against their Lord or their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them, right? So he understood, right? They made that observation and they understood, right? So he say, hey, if they sinning and they going against the power and thing, you understand? Then hey, it's the perfect time to go and attack, because they know and they understood that our Lord would turn his back on us, right? Because we turn our back on the Lord, right? By following or not following his laws, statutes, and commandments, right? But he said this after in verse 21. He said, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. A dicey thing. You understand? They understand that again, right? If it are no iniquity, if we do sin, we doing all what the Lord said to do, right? They knew that the Lord defend us, as he said here, right? And they will come and reproach, meaning a shame, right? They will be shame because hey, you know, it's a go, especially if their nation way bigger than our own. You understand? And they get conquered. You understand? They get conquered because hey, even the story with this guy, I can't remember his name, but it's in Maccabees. You understand? When this guy came to steal from Israel, the treasury from Israel for his king. You understand? And our people prayed, and they come, and angels came, and they gave him a good ass whipping. You understand? Before, in front of all the soldiers, and he was ashamed and whatnot. And he went back and he tell the king, hey, if it's somebody you don't like, better send them instead, because hey, he understood that reproach, that it wasn't nice. You understand? And the reproach would have been much greater if the king that sent all his armies, you understand, and the Lord defended the nation and brought them to the ground. You understand? That is to show you, right? So hey, let's go to the next precept here. Let me see how fast I could sum up this here. Already, next precept is in Ezekiel 39. Ezekiel 39, 25, I believe. That's 23. Alright, starting from 23, Ezekiel 39, 23, it says, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore I hid my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell all by the sword. Right? And obviously I could read from a little higher, right? But trying to get to the point, right? You have to read up, to read the whole chapter, matter of fact, to get the gist of it, right? So the Lord basically says he hid his face here, right? And all the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity, right? Because hey, he disobeyed the Lord, right? So the Lord hid his face, right? He turned it back on Israel because we turn our back on him, right? Verse 24, it says, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. It says, therefore thus said the Lord power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name. Right? So, as I say in verse 24, according to their uncleanness, according to the transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Right? So the Lord basically do that for a period of time, but then he say, now I will bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel. Right? So you're going to bring us out of the captivity. You understand? And verse 26, he say, after that they have borne their shame. Right? So after their shame, because remember in Deuteronomy 7, I believe, 7 and 7, he said, this wisdom shall be the the Lord's statutes and commandments shall be the wisdom in sight of all nations. Right? So we know we are straying from that, right? It's gonna become our shame. Right? So that's why the Lord had us go into captivity and all these things, and all of that gonna be our shame, because hey, we've been conquered, and it's shameful, because it shows how we turn away from our power. It come like we backstab our power, right? And now they get to put us into captivity, right? Because remember, we're supposed to be the wise and understanding people. We're supposed to be above the nation. But it's shameful now to see us, working for them. Then you understand? It come like you got king, right? And your servants overthrow you, and how you working for them, right? You're gonna feel shame, right? So the Lord say, after that they borne their shame and all their trespasses whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwell safely in their land, and none made them afraid. Right? So after we born with shame, right? After we done pass through that period, the Lord gonna bring us back into our land, and we're not gonna fear again. Right? Verse 27, let's say, when I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am the Lord their power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. Right? So it come like the Lord teach us a lesson. So the Lord will say, hey, because you disobeyed me, I send you into their land. Right? And I bring you back out now. You understand? So now you're going to know, hey, I is your power, I am your father. You understand? So that's what the Lord teaching us there. Right? It say, but I have gathered them unto their own land, and have left none of them anymore there. Right? So the whole of Israel are going to be saved. Right? It say, neither will I hide my face anymore from them, For I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, said the Lord power. You understand? So hey, that's just about it. And that's the thing. You sort of want this. You understand? They understand this. They understand this well. Right? So the more we sin, hence the reason why they did that diligent search. And they don't want an educated slave. They just want a slave they could control and one that just follow every single order. And funny enough, I know a few people who just like that in work, both male and female. You understand? 2 males, 3 females, practically, as of right now. Yeah. It has some of them that, bend the rule from time to time, mainly the men, of course. But these women and them, they afraid these heathens and them bad. You understand? But I ain't gonna get into all of that. I'm looking for Psalms. Right? Psalms 125. I'll just read 3 and 4. It says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands to unto iniquity. Right? Finish it off. It says, do good, O Yahweh, unto those that be good, unto them that are upright in their hearts, which is their mind. Right? So as I mentioned in verse 3, right, it says the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous. Right? Because actually I was gonna bring the scripture last, but it's a small thing I can read now. It's in Solomon 1:15. It says, for righteousness is immortal. Right? Righteousness is immortal, so that's the thing. So if righteousness is immortal, why you think Esau trying to keep us away from it? Because they know we're gonna be immortal, because hence the reason why the Lord say everlasting life. You understand? Because we know we're gonna be immortal. Right? Because Esau now, he trying to accomplish that. Right? They trying to accomplish that. And part of that too is why they kidnap people, children, scare them to the point where it top tier, right, to keep it in simple terms, and then drain their adrenaline and drain their blood. You understand? And all of that helps them to live even longer than usual people, which is really disgusting. That kind of way. But these devils love blood. You understand? They love blood. Why do you think even this witch that died not too long ago, right, Elizabeth, you understand? Look how long this witch lived for. You understand? Because even when I was out in the world, right, before I was in the truth, I used to tell myself, but how this woman alive so long? Since I small, I hear about this woman. You understand? And to me, from all I know, right, because I'm a young brother, right, in age, to me, from all I knew, she was always old. She was always looking the same. So it's like, how old this woman really is. You understand? So I know, as I hear she finally dead, and that is when I was in the troop, that was like, what, a year now, or 2 years? Nothing is a year now. Okay, even be that long. A few months. And so I ain't keeping track of that because it really matters to me, she dead. That kind of way. But it shows, right? But these devils want to accomplish that. Right? They want to accomplish that, but hey, it's not for all day. And that's the other thing will give them, will have them so mad, because all of this entangled with the birthright. You understand? It entangled with the birthright, so it upsetting them bad. Right? I'm saying this was the last piece of actually it is. But yeah, I hope you all get the gist of it. This is the thing. Right? I could even read this here with some Solomon 1:4. It says, for into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. Right? So Esau could never get this knowledge, that he one, and then 2, which means we're talking about the 2/3, right? These 2/3 wicked, right? And wisdom will not dwell into that malicious soul, right? Hence the reason why these devils keeping us in the state that we're in, right? Only seeking wickedness, right? And thinking, as the scriptures say, one to them that take evil for good and good for evil, right? Because all the things that our people think is right, like we shouldn't. I find it not right for a man to have more than one wife, or I find he shouldn't be hitting the woman so and thing, or I find he should be able to sleep with another man and thing. Why should we judge? No, only God could judge me. Why should we judge if that is what he like? And all this sort of bullshit, right? Because it's okay for them to do all these wicked things. You understand? It's okay for you to do all this shit, right? But when judgment pass, all they find it unfair. You understand? Which they know, right? They know that even in Christianity, you know that, you know, a man and a man and a woman are supposed to be together, right? They know adultery wrong. They know these things, right? These are things that never left us, right? It's just Esau, right? He what is the word, boy? Let me say he allowing it to happen, right? Is the other word I was looking for, but you could work with that. You understand? He allowing it to happen because this is his queendom. You understand? So as he allowing it to happen, or especially the woman, they are abusing it to the best of their ability. You understand? An adulterous woman is supposed to get put to death on the spot, right? But yet still in this wicked world, right? A woman could commit adultery on she man or she husband, I should say, right? And by this wicked law, right, she still gonna win regardless because she could demand a certain amount of money or demand this and demand that she gonna get you. You understand? So what's stopping these women from being wicked? You understand? And then on top of that, these women and them had the audacity to say, oh, men is wicked, men wicked or men this and men that. Yeah, it have a lot of wicked niggas out there, not denying that, but hey, it started with you bitches. You understand? According to Ecclesiastes 25:24, right? Of the woman came the beginning of sin, right? And through her we all die, right? It started with you bitches. You understand? But anyway, obviously I'm not talking to the righteous sisters and them, right? But I'm talking about the wicked two-toed nigga woman. You understand? But hey, this video done long enough already. So, Lord willing, you all were edified, right? And become even more educated and more educated slave, you know, until the Lord take us out to this place where we no longer slaves, you know, but kings and princesses and whatnot, you know. Till next time, shalom.